Hi crafters, thanks for joining me either on the live or on the replay. Today I have a cute card. Look at that, isn't that fun? And it has so many fun techniques that I'm hoping that you will try soon on your own. So without further ado, let's get started. So I am going to be using this Kerchief card kit, which right now you can buy one get one free. All of the details are on my blog, which the link has been added to the description both on Facebook and on YouTube. And I wanted to show you like the basics. So here's like the basic cards that you can make with the kit, like the instructions show you how to make these cards. And of course I am changing that up. This is something that I did. I'm sure that I copied this from someone else. I don't think I even ever did a blog post because I think I was just casing someone else, but isn't this adorable? Fun way to use that card kit. So I'm going to be using the Boughs and Blossom stamp set, and that a bundle actually comes with the bow punch. This one is retiring soon, and as long with the bundle. So if you want to get that, make sure you do that before June. So I'm going to be using pink, Petal Pink and Poppy Parade, and I'm going to be stamping and doing some embossing, and I did some of it in advance, but let's go ahead and get started. So technique number one is to stamp a solid image, but add a little color with a sponge dauber. Facebook is always yelling at me. Add a little color with the sponge dauber along the edges, like so. And then I'm going to come right here in the middle and turn my stamp or my dauber around. That's not what I wanted to do. I didn't want to drop the stamp. Okay. Well, I kind of ruined it there. All right, let me clean this off. Try that again. See if I can do it without dropping it this time. And if you are joining me live, I'd love for you to say hello. Let me know that you're watching. We can chat. There, much better. Isn't that pretty? Can you see that? Yay! So I'm going to need two of these for the card. There we go. And now what I did, because this is a kerchief, see, I will need that in a moment, the petal pink. So this, because this kerchief card has all this black, and see how the flowers have some little black outline around them? I'm going to add that to my images. So taking one of our black Stampin' Up markers, the brush tip end, I'm just going to go around the outside, and it doesn't really matter you know what exactly it looks like on the outside edge, just trying to stay close to the edge of the flower image. Oh, and you know what? I forgot to check and see if I turned my microphone on. So let me check this real quick. Oh, it looks like it's on. I'm hoping you'll let me know that if you can't hear me. So this part's a little tedious, but I think it just really adds to the look of the card. Of course, it's, you know, would be up to you if you wanted to take on the tediousness of this, but I loved the way the whole card turned out. Oh, I already had the cap off of that end. And now I'm just going to come in and do the inside lines. Like so. And then here around the middle as well. So the Boughs and Blossoms bundle you can only get now in June because the Boughs and Blossoms stamp set is going to be retiring. It was in the January to June mini. So I already have one of these already done, so I only have to put you through the torture of watching me cut this out once. Of course, if you're watching this on the replay, again, I hope that you say hello to me, and but you can fast forward it. So I want to make sure that my cut is kind of even around the image, but I do want the black to show. I'm not trying to cut that off because I want that black edge. Isn't that cool? All right, so I would do that with the second one, but I already have one done. And then I'm going to do some embossing on basic black. So in the new mini catalog that's coming out in July, you're going to be able to get this embossing buddy and tray again. It's been a while since we've sold it, which is nice. And then I'm going to use white embossing powder and Versamark. And I had an idea that I didn't add on my original card, and that was to add some white leaves that I stamped. Let's see, what image am I looking for? This image right here. And let's go ahead and do a couple of these leaves. See how that turns out. I think it'll look really cool. Oh, hi, Dolores from Lancaster, Pennsylvania. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that. Beautiful rosary. Do you mean on my scissors? All right, we'll get that heat tool going. See it melting, it's starting to melt, and you just want to hold your heat tool on there just long enough for it to melt. You don't want to overheat it, it will scorch if you're not careful. So make sure you tilt the card so you can see it turning shiny, and then just give it one last look to make sure there's no dull spots anywhere. Okay, and let's go ahead and cut that out. So this one I've already cut out for you, so you don't have to watch me do this, but I am going to go ahead and cut these leaves out and see if that addition to the card does what I think it will do, which is just add a little something something. So this kit comes with a whole bunch of gold leaves, and if you noticed when I showed the card at the beginning that I didn't use any of those gold leaves. Well, I didn't use them in gold. I turned them over and kind of added some color to them in a different sort of way, and I think you're gonna like it, and it will, you could do it with any of your die cuts or any of these items that come into the kits that maybe you don't like the color. You can just flip them over, they're white. So this flower comes in. Now I wouldn't do it with this flower because I would want the detail of the rose, but you could add color to that as well. So let me show you. Actually, I'm going to need a few more, so let me punch out a few more. I used several on the card. I think I used 3 of these. And then I need my other bunch. And I think I only used 1 of these. But then I did also, I'm going to need some more black paper. Excuse me. While I grab my black paper folder. Will this work? That will, just barely. I am strategic about how I place that. So one tool that I decided to use today, I don't think we carry anymore, and that's the chalk, this chalk marker, but you could easily find a chalk marker at Michael's or Hobby Lobby, or a white gel pen. I know most crafters have those kinds of things. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take each one of these and just place it down in my stamp pad, and it kind of distresses it. All cool, and adds the color that I want to coordinate. Well, there's nothing wrong with the gold. That one needs a little more. Nothing wrong with the gold. I just didn't like the gold look for this particular card. But you should try this with your die cuts too. Okay, I'm gonna leave that like that. And to completely get, your sound is very low, missing some of what I'm saying. Okay, let me see. Let me check on my sound again. How is that? Is that better now? I don't know if okay. Did that work? I think that might have worked. The light seems to be lighting up a little bit more. Bar is going a little higher and a little brighter. So I'm taking now my Stampin' Blend and going over the white areas of these, because I don't really want any white showing. And I could have done this first. And you see that the ink is not quite dry, so it is kind of blending it. And you could easily do a Stampin' Blend with this as well. It doesn't need to be
an alcohol ink marker with this particular color. This is the petal pink, but you could use just a regular, what are those called? Blender pen. Yeah. Oh, good. Thank you, Dolores, for letting me know that the sound is better. All right, so on these, actually, I think I might wait to do that until I have it on, you know, that whole perspective of where's the light and where are the, you know, where are where's the light shining on the object. I think I'm going to try to use like the rules for that, although I'm not all that good with it, but I'm going to give it a try. Anyway, I noticed I did something a little strange on the original that I'm going to try to avoid this time. Okay, so here is the card base. Let me just give that a good crease. And then I want to distress the edges. Let me push all these pieces aside. Oh, and also I'm going to use this this came in multiple languages, and I'm not going to use that side. I'm actually going to turn it over and stamp on the back and then distress this as well. So let me set that aside for when I'm ready for my greeting. All right, so I wanted to do some sponging in petal pink. Again, this is something I did not have in my original. But I think it will just add something. It allows me to show you multiple techniques for adding some depth. Of course, that doesn't show up that much, but it does help add a little bit of depth and age to the edge of the card, which is what I'm going for. Okay, and then also with black, so I'm using the Memento Tuxedo Black. And first of all, I'm just going to go along the edges of the card. Oh, that reminds me that there's one more step I wanted to do to those die cuts. And now I'm going to just angle it in a little bit more so I can get a little bit more distressed look on there. So how many of you like to distress the edges with ink in your card making? Let me know in the comments if you're like me and you love that distressed look. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to do to my die cuts before I got started is to just go along the edges with the marker. So this is the side of the brush tip. And this is totally not necessary, but it just adds a little something that I really like. And it makes it look, I think, a little more handmade because you're not seeing the white edge of the die cut. So again, if you're watching on the replay, you'll probably want to fast forward on this section. If you're watching me live, thanks for hanging in there. But if you've watched very many of my videos, you know I love to get crafty. There's a lot of extra ink on there that doesn't seem to be drying, so I'm just going to kind of dry it off with the paper there. You know I love to get crafty. And the more products I use on a card, the better I feel. It makes me happy to use all of my things. All right, and then this one, and then I will stamp the greeting and we will be ready to start putting this together. So even though there's a lot of different techniques on here, it's not really taking all that much time, is it? Thank you. I think so too. Okay. That would just be fun. Look at that. Make a little wreath. All right. Let's stamp the greeting. So I'm using a little hello. And then, of course, by using something like that, I don't know if my head got in the way, sorry. Oh, there must have been black ink all over that marker because I use it to create splatters all the time. Ooh, splatters. We should do splatters, don't you think? Definitely, we should do splatters. Okay. Kind of get those goodies away and get my black marker back out. So I'm just putting the brush tip into the marker tip, or sorry, marker lid, and flicking it out. Oh, I think this is going to add something. That's going to be cool. Yay. All right, so this is going to be trimmed down. See, it didn't even really matter if I was straight because I was cutting it all apart anyway. And then angle, and then try to match the angle on this end. And I'm going to dip that in my petal pink. And dry it off. And let's go ahead and get the edges done in black. There we go. A little smudgy, but hey, when you are working with distressing, a little smudgy doesn't really hurt, does it? Okay. Let's get all our pieces and parts. So, add this and that, and this. All right. And this was the punched piece. One of the gold die cuts. And that over there. That in there. Oops, no, it's here. Little greeting will go right there. All right, let's see how this could be used. I like it, but I think these need to go on top of it. Like that. Did I have two of them? I thought I had 2 of them. Oh, I just didn't cut the other one out. Well, let me do that real quick. I have gotten black ink all over my fingers. I apologize. Where did my, see if I can get some of that off. Not really. Oh, I love it. I love it. Don't those add something? I like it. Okay, so let's put, oh, I have another one of these. Oh, I see I did that one earlier and it doesn't have the edge. So I may have to pull that out and blacken the edge of this one up here. And there. I'm loving it. I'm loving it. Okay, so how am I going to get this all down? First of all, this guy needs a little attention from the black marker. So if you are going to try any of these techniques on any of your crafting projects, I'd love to see what you do. And you can share your creations on Rosie Scrapper Stampers with me. It is a Facebook group. It is, the links to it are at the bottom of the, or in the description of YouTube and at the bottom of all of my blog posts, rosiescrapper.com. That is also how you can find all of the products if you're interested in purchasing any of the products. That I used here today. There. Oh, isn't it cute? Alrighty. So glue. And I think I'll just start. I did this a different way. Ooh, that glue is coming out fast. I don't need much. I'll just tuck that in there. And I'll take these out and start with this one. Sticky fingers. Now this one. So, does it bother you that I am not using the gold? If it does, you can let me know in the comments. I love hearing from you. And if you ever have any questions about any of the products I use or any of the techniques I do, please let me know. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get these flowers down. I think that'll help me a little bit. But I'm just going to do it just in the middle so I have room to tuck. In behind all of them. Okay, let's get this guy in up here. And this little guy from the punch next to him. And then these guys down here. This is the hardest part of the whole project, is getting it all glued together. Eh. So did you learn anything new? Did I show you anything that you haven't seen before? Or did I remind you of something? You're like, hey, I haven't used that technique in a long time. If so, let me know. Let me know in the comments. It's always great to know what you guys are working on, what you're thinking when you're watching the videos. There we go. Ta-da! What do you think? So here's the one that I did originally. Now, this doesn't have anything to prevent you from mailing, flat mailing, and yet it's still an exquisite card. So do you like the addition of the black flowers? I think I do. I think I really, really do. So I think we probably need to do a little bit of stamping on the inside. And then the kit comes with envelopes, so let's get those envelopes stamped up also. And then we'll clean up and we'll be done. Yay! All right, so I'm looking for my petal pink. There it is, hiding there. So I'm going to use the same technique on these flowers that I did on the card with a little bit of sponging. And then I think I'll stamp that same, and my touch is super light when I am inking up that. See, I want to do something so I can get that leaf in there, but I'm going to do the leaf in black. They're a little edgy. There we go. Ooh, I like it. So with the blank inside, but still decorated up, I could use, it says a little hello, but I could use that for, you know, a birthday or an anniversary. Let's go ahead and do this one over here in this side, this other corner. And can believe in black. So when I'm stamping with fairly solid stamps, you might notice that I leave it there for quite a while. I want to make sure that all of the ink that I have gotten on my stamp transfers to the paper so I get a nice good image. Well, I forgot to do the envelopes, but I can do that off camera. So let me know what you think. Do you like the original one? Or do you like the one with the added white and black leaves? I would love to know what your opinion is. And now I'm just going to come in with my little chalk marker and add a few dots to the ends of that. And then what I did here was just like a couple of dots and a line, couple dots, line, couple dots, line. Remember that from your scrapbooking days? Adding white chalk details. We learn all of these wonderful techniques in our paper crafting, and then sometimes we forget to use them over time. There. Very fun. I love the splatters in the background. Subtle, but nice. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for joining me. Thanks for giving me thumbs up. And if you haven't yet subscribed, I hope that you will. And on YouTube, make sure that you click the notification bell so that you know when I go live. This is kind of a strange time for me, but I'm off for the summer and have some extra time. So thanks again. Bye-bye.